Hello, my name is Jeff Bernstein. Thank you very much for finding my video. Today I'm going to demonstrate our headlamp lens restoration kit. It involves 3 steps, and we're going to work on this plastic lens. All vehicles, or most every vehicle since the early 90s, have been outfitted with plastic headlight lenses, replacing the old glass ones. The plastic are better safety-wise, but unfortunately they scratch, they get abraded by sand and dirt on the highway, and they're also affected by exhaust from trucks and automobiles. So chemically they change chemically to have this sort of dull look to them. So they need to be restored. There are many kits on the market. Ours uses a mechanical aspect where we're going to actually take a thin layer of that plastic off that lens using an abrasive, and we're going to be doing it with water. And then the second step is cleaning it and preparing the surface for a third chemical which actually clears it up and dries to a hard surface on the lens. So we're going to take the abrasive paper first. We're going to wet the lens down like so. And we're going to work on the lens with the paper. And what happens here is that the runoff, the water you're using, will initially start to look cloudy and yellow as it's running off. That's good news, because that's showing you that a layer of the plastic is being removed. Now typically, depending on how bad this lens is, will take anywhere between 3 and 5 minutes to remove this plastic surface. Wet it down thoroughly and keep wetting the paper. Okay, we've just about finished sanding the lens, and you probably can tell the lens is quite wet. We're going to wet it down a little further, and we're going to take a dry towel or a dry rag, and we're going to get that residue off the lens. We're going to dry that thoroughly. Now, we've just used the abrasive on the lens, so it still is cloudy. And the next step will be a cleaner, and the kit includes 2 pouches, one labeled 1, one labeled 2. We're going to take pouch 1, take the pad and remove it, and clean off the lens. Now, you can actually tell when I'm using this that it clears right up, but when that dries and when we thoroughly dry the lens again, it'll get back to that sanded look. But we want to get off all the residue, all the sanding residue that we just put on a minute ago, and we'll clean that and dry it thoroughly. And once that's dry, we're going to open up pouch 2, and in pouch 2 is another pad. We're going to use this like a paintbrush. We're going to pull this across the surface, even strokes. We're going to overlap the strokes about a ½ an inch. And we're not going to be rubbing this in. We're just going to basically be painting it on, overlapping it, and let it dry. Drying will take anywhere between 30 and 45 minutes, depending on the humidity in the air. And this dissolves a very thin layer of the plastic. And creates a much clearer lens. If you're overlapping it and you want to go over it again, you can do so within the first minute or so, but after that it gets a little bit tacky. So you don't want to test it out to see if it's dry. You just want to go away, come back in 45 minutes, and that'll be a hard, clear shell on that lens. Well, thanks again for checking in on our website and watching this simple procedure. The grand total in time should take between 45 minutes and an hour. And at the end of that period, you have a hazy lens that's turned into a crystal clear lens. Typically, you should be able to see on the highway without using your high beams. You should be able to see at least 350 feet in front of you without using the high beams, just on the regular beams. A lot of people that drive around with clouded lenses, their vision is restricted, and some people can only see 100, 150 feet in front of them. That's dangerous, and that cuts down severely your reaction time. So try our kit out. Come back and visit us at www.headlamplensrestoration.com, and you can order a single kit or multiple kits, whatever you wish, and thanks again.